Hey everyone and welcome. So what if I told you that your next big career move in AI wasn't about landing a job at all? Today, we're diving into something totally different in the world of AI compliance. It's a new model where your work is directly connected to a public benefit mission. Seriously, this could completely change how we think about what a career is. Let's get into it.
So let's just pause on this for a second. What if your main driver wasn't just about the paycheck, but about having a real purpose? This is the big question behind this super unique model from a California nonprofit called A-Care Agents 24/7. And they're not just, tweaking the definition of a job. They are trying to build an entirely new way of working from the ground up, all based on a public mission.
All right, so how in the world do you turn a mission into a paycheck, or maybe more accurately, a stipend? In this first part, we are going to break down exactly how this donation-supported model is put together. It's a pretty fascinating system, and it's all designed for a very specific, very public-facing goal. Okay, so on one side, you've got the path we all know, right? You're an employee, you get a salary, you work for a for-profit company. But now, look at the language on the other side. You're a participant, you earn a donation stipend, and you're part of a public benefit framework. And believe me, these aren't just fancy word changes. They signal a really deep legal and ethical shift in how we define work itself.
And just to be clear, this isn't some casual, informal setup. The whole thing is built on a solid legal foundation under California nonprofit law. So what does that mean? It means participants are not employees in the traditional sense. Their money comes from stipends supported by donors. And, really important, everything they do has to get a green light from a board. The main thing to get here is that every single piece of this is built to keep the focus right where it belongs, on public benefit and education.
So at this point, you're probably asking, okay, sounds interesting, how do I even get started? Well, the path begins with a very, very clear first step, and it's non-negotiable. It all comes down to getting one specific credential. And here it is. This credential is the key that unlocks this entire system. Before anyone, and I mean anyone, can participate in this donation-based model, they absolutely must hold the California Certified AI Compliance Officer Credential, or CCAICO. It's not a nice-to-have. It's the mandatory entry ticket that makes sure everyone involved has a verified, high standard of expertise. But look, this certification is so much more than just a ticket to get in. Think about the real-world skills you're getting here. You're getting trained on critical California privacy laws, you're learning hands-on AI risk management and ethics auditing, and you get the credibility of being listed on a public registry. So you're not just walking away with a certificate, you're building a powerful skill set in a field that is absolutely exploding right now. Okay, so you've done the work, you've got the certification. Now what happens? This next part is where we get into the nuts and bolts, how you actually go from providing a professional service to receiving a charitable stipend. This is where the whole model really comes to life. Let's just walk through how this works, step by step. It all starts when a certified officer provides a service. Let's say they do an AI compliance audit for a local business. After the work is done, that business makes a voluntary donation to the nonprofit. The nonprofit then takes that donation, processes it, and does a simple ethical split. Part of it goes to the officer as their stipend, and the rest goes to funding the organization's broader public mission. It's this perfect, self-sustaining loop that connects a valuable service directly to charitable funding. And this quote right here, it just perfectly sums up the whole philosophy. Every single dollar that comes in has two jobs. It supports the professional who did the work, and it also fuels the bigger mission of charity and education. It's honestly a pretty brilliant way to align an individual's hard work with the greater public good. Now, whenever we're talking about money and nonprofits, transparency is absolutely everything. So let's take a look at how this model makes sure everything is above board. It's all about building trust through a super clear and supervised financial process. The whole system is built on a really simple and transparent 50-50 split. It's easy. For every donation that comes in, half of it is set aside as a stipend for the officer who performed the service. The other half stays with the nonprofit to pay for its operations and its educational programs. It's designed to be totally straightforward, fair, and really easy for everyone to see exactly where the money is going. And here is the crucial safety net. The board of directors reviews all the stipend activity. Their main job is to prevent something called private inurement, which is really just a legal term for making sure nonprofit funds aren't being used improperly to make private individuals rich. This oversight is what protects the organization's integrity, and frankly, its entire reason for being a public charity. So this isn't just about a one-off gig, it's a real, genuine career path. This last section is all about showing you how someone can actually grow inside this system, from an entry-level analyst all the way up to a top leadership role, and what that can look like financially at each step.
This table really lays it all out. You could start as an analyst, maybe focusing on documentation and audits, with stipends valued somewhere in the $60,000 to $75,000 range. Then you can move up to a senior officer, leading bigger risk assessments, with a valuation up to $120,000. And at the very top, you have executive roles that are all about strategy and leadership, with potential valuations hitting $180,000 or even more. It's a really clear ladder with some serious growth potential.
And for some, the end goal could be the very top of that ladder. This path actually allows for advancement all the way to a CEO-level leadership role within the nonprofit's charter. I mean, think about that. From that position, you're not just doing compliance tasks anymore. You're guiding policy, you're shaping philanthropic strategy, and you are literally influencing California's entire AI ecosystem.
So, all of this brings us to one final, really big question. Is a model like this, one that directly ties high-level professional skills to a public mission, is this what the future of work looks like? Could this be the new blueprint for all those professionals out there who want their career to be more than just a job? It's a pretty powerful idea to think about.